Join me today as we work on this neglected forest during winter maintenance. Join us. Welcome back, everybody. So this is that neglected forest that I neglected, and then this whole year growing, what I did was I just trimmed back anything that was too long after that spring cut. And then this is our results from this growing year. So a lot of tips are growing out. Leaves have just dried off and then falling. So this is a great time. If you don't want to spend the time like plucking the leaves off, this is a great time to do it. Usually right when color change, I like when it's color change, I'll go back and I will remove all the leaves if I have time. Sometimes I don't do that. What gives you a good opportunity to work on right now, this season right now, is to trim back anything that is clustered, getting ready for next year. So right now, it is storing its energy, and if you don't select the branches you want, it will select the strongest branch it has in that area. And sometimes that's not the most advantageous thing to do. You want to make sure that you're selecting the branch that gives you the most appeal in your design. So right now I'm just taking the leaves off as much as I can, as quickly as I can. And then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll select for branches, like anything that's going up, just like any other deciduous video, anything that's going up and down, down and in, I'm automatically going to remove those. And then where there's more than one branch in the area, I'm going to select the best branch, usually not the strongest branch, but usually the ones more delicate that's going sideways. Those are the ones I usually prefer to select. And then any of the coarse branches, I'll probably just make them disappear at this point. So that's kind of the game plan. Right now I'm almost done removing 90% of the branches. If you have a leaf blower, that's another way to get this done. But some of these leaves are just needs a little plucking, but I think you guys get the whole plan here. So let me turn the camera around, and then you can see what I'm doing detail wise. All right, so I'm working on this branch up in this area. The only thing you really need are some shears. Now, anything that's going up, you can see right here, there's multiple branches going in the same area. If I let that go, that's gonna be a big old cluster. So what I'm gonna do, and they have long internodes too. So that means the next time it branches is gonna be a branch right there. It's not what I want. This is a nice branching area, and I'll make that nice transition. This is not a bad branch. This one right here is not that great size-wise. And then that one can go too, probably. Let me cut it there. Maybe I'll have another branch pop out. That's a long branch. That's pretty much it. And then anything that's down, straight up, straight down, inside, those are all cut out. So I just finished this area. I'm going to do that to the entire structure as efficient as possible. And I'll try to select some of the more refined branches. And then that's pretty much it. And it's just rinse and repeat until you're done. Sometimes these are pretty monotonous. I like deciduous, so it's not too monotonous. There's a branch right here. We can see that's joined straight up. You can see that branch. That branch right there going straight up. I don't need it. Okay. And I felt that one. I'm like, I think either of these branches will work. I'll work with that one. It's a little shorter inner nodes. And here on the top, excuse me, I'm just standing on my water feature here. That one's really strong. Almost becoming an apex itself. Keep all but two. This will become my new apex. It's good. Sorry if you see me swatting. I got these mosquitoes out already. It's been a warm winter so far. I'll cut off any of the dead branches. Alrighty. That's pretty much it. I would do and repeat that throughout the whole tree as most efficiently as you can. And it's okay. I mean, in a growing tree like this, or sorry, not a growing tree, but in a developing tree like this, it's okay to cut back. I mean, a lot of people say you let it grow out. Sometimes you let it grow out, but if you can trim it, to a clip and grow method, it's perfectly fine, because a lot of people will see the end results of your work, and that speaks volumes. Well, for me, that speaks volumes. And I always like to go back and then kind of reverse engineer your process, because that says a lot. You know, let me kind of move the camera around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to work on that cluster next. So again, I like looking at people's reverse engineering process. So this is my top. So this is the whole cluster, so you can see how strong the growth is this year. I'm gonna find my apex, which is this guy, which means everything that's in the same direction, I'm gonna gnaw away as clean as I can get it. This is on the inside, so that goes. It's on the top, that goes. That's on the top, it goes. It's pointing straight up. You're gonna get some reverse tapering in some spots. And that's gonna be okay as you heal over. You just need to be very selective where you get your branches to come in. And fun fact about Japanese maples, the more you cut them, like the harder you cut them, the better they heal. For example, like I cut this guy pretty hard here and it healed over, and I like cut it in pretty deep. And once a cluster right here, so I'm gonna try to prevent that as much as I can happening. long nodes. Kind of refine that a little bit. So that's what you kind of do. And then kind of repeat through the tree. So let me move the camera around. I'm going to work on this area next. And then it's just that repeating that process. I like to leave, sorry, got distracted here. I like to leave the bottoms as strong as I can get them. Usually the bottom branches are your weakest branches. Try not to intimidate them as hard as I do the top. But yeah, it's just that repeating cycle. Sure, so that's my apex for this little guy. I have a really strong branch here. I'm gonna remove him. I want this one to go out. I need bar branches. And these are just facing up. Keep that branch right there. That's going that way. I don't need this branch. And the fun part about trimming at this stage is if you leave it on, it's okay. Because throughout the winter or throughout the spring, you can come back and cut it again. So that's kind of the beautiful part about cutting in winter is if you can't make that decision, you don't need to. You can go back and reselect it during the growing season, but then you can't see some of these branches. Like at this stage, you're almost gonna rub them off. That's a straight branch. That goes. That's a nice branch to use. I'll cut those back out. Alrighty. Let me put myself on time lapse and I'll speed this process up. Well, there she is in her final form for the winter. Everything got cut short back as much as needed. Again, most of the strength is going to be on the top. The weaker branches are below. I try not to trim if I can. And then I'll come back in spring again when we had that big push to go back and trim back any of the ones I missed. Again, anything that's going down or inside, I'm going to cut those out first. And then in spring, it's going to push back out again. And then I'll have to watch out for any of the reverse tapering stuff that occurs and make sure most of the branches where I want the energy to go to, that's where it goes. And then just to repeat this process again in late late spring I'll do it one more time, and then summertime I'll do another trimming, and then again right as winter approaches we'll defoliate, and then we'll do it trimming another time. So that basically is 3 times a year, Japanese maples, and I usually stop on that after the 3rd time. They're pretty strong trees. You can see I'm just weeding right now, but they do not like to be defoliated 100%. They're not like tridents that will come back. So that's pretty much this guy. I might take this guy off eventually. He's just kind of weird looking, but what do you guys think? I might sell this tree. I might. It's been neglected, but it's brought me joy. I'm not sure how it says this. Again, I have the tendency for the ugly trees that bring me joy, and this is an ugly tree that I've forgotten that brings me joy. So I might not sell. I might. It depends. But yeah, if you guys, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe, leave a comment. What do you guys think about the tree? Or you just toss it or give it away and try another better tree. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.